I run a race every year, a 25-kilometer race back in my hometown in Michigan, and this year I finally beat my high school record after over 10 years. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying running. I never ever thought I would be able to run without pain. That was a dream of mine. My name is Ryan. I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and for the last several years I've lived here in the Bay Area working as a software engineer. So I started running as a high school student and running in the track and cross country teams. Pretty quickly started getting a lot of injuries, pain in my shins, side of the knee, sometimes the heel, top of the foot. Pretty much everywhere I could have had pain. At one point or another I was getting pain. I tried a number of things, but the pain just kept coming back. I wanted to try something different that would actually last, that would actually help me and so I could keep running because I enjoyed running. The first thing I think I tried was I went to the podiatrist and they told me my bone was kind of curved out a little bit and I needed to wear these custom orthotics. They seemed to help a little bit, but problems just kept coming back. After that, I tried a number of things. I tried some more minimalist shoes and even barefoot running. Tried to get into that to learn to run more lightly. I also had some back pains going on and some wrist pain occasionally too, and some other areas too. And I did some physical therapy, and they gave me some exercises to do, and I did them for a little while. I think they helped, but they didn't really get to the core of my issue, it seemed like. So I had this constant cycle of pain coming up in some area in my legs, and then I had to take some rest for a few weeks, for a few months, and then that would feel better, but then something else would pop up, another part of my legs, whether it's my knees or my top of my foot or the ball of my foot or my hip flexors. There was always something. So I got to train with a few different trainers at Upright Health. It was really helpful that they were, I think, looking at more of the whole body and seeing how I moved overall and how my hips moved, how my feet were aligned. It was pretty helpful pretty quickly. We tried a bunch of exercises, stretches. There was some trial and error, but pretty quickly we kind of figured out what I needed to work on. For instance, I realized that for my back, a lot of the reason I was having low back pain often was that I had tight hamstrings, tight hip flexors, tight quads, and starting to do some regular stretching of that and some strengthening of my hips made a huge difference. And I've just found that that's what I need to do to feel good. It can take a while to reverse these long-term bad habits of movement, but over time we got to reverse it quite a bit, and it really helped. With running, it was about learning which muscles I should be using when I'm pushing myself forward running, and really mainly activating the glutes. That was a big one. So doing some glute bridges before I go on a run would help me get those muscles fired. Also getting my tibia rotation a little better, more aligned before I go for a run, so I didn't have that shin pain. Doing a couple of these things, an internal hip rotation, just to get me in better alignment when I'm running, so there's less pain. I've learned that those things really help me, and if I do a few of these things regularly, it makes a huge difference. I think the difference of Upright Health is that every other place they were kind of looking at the symptom and trying to solve that one pain, but at Upright Health they're looking at how you move and looking at a bigger picture of everything, and looking at muscle imbalances and weaknesses and places where you can't move the way you should be able to move. And by looking at a bigger picture, they're able to really get more at the root of the problem. I really found that it comes down to a matter of weak muscles or immobility issues where you can't move in a certain direction or you don't have a certain strength in a certain direction. And by figuring out which muscles and which mobility issues to work on, it can make a huge difference towards how you feel during the day. I run a race every year, a 25-kilometer race back in my hometown in Michigan, and this year I finally beat my high school record after over 10 years, which is pretty amazing. I never thought I would be able to do that, but just the fact that I can train now without having to constantly take time off to rest every few months, it's just making a huge difference. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying running. I never ever thought I would be able to run without pain. That was a dream of mine, and I'm doing it every day now. To somebody in my situation, I would say, keep digging for answers. There will be a way that you can feel better. You're not doomed to feel the way you are forever, and I would say just keep looking for the answers. I had to try a few different things, but I found Upright Health, and it made the huge difference for me. Pain sucks. Life shouldn't.